Okay, so tell me if the following scenario sounds familiar. You're sitting at work, surrounded by people, but in your brain you are all alone. And all of a sudden you start thinking about the happy little kid that you once were. And you have this little moment of panic that maybe your soul is going to die. You see, growing up, we are void of any type of real responsibility. And then you have a phenomena that we'll call the nostalgia factor, where your brain tends to remember the positives of your childhood. We have this tendency to think of our childhood as being when our soul was kind of alive and well. Now, all of a sudden, not only are you trapped in a room for 8 or 9 hours a day, but you have to do all of these things, and if you don't do them properly, you face dire consequences. And this is where people have a tendency to panic. They have this momentary recollection of being a little kid or being a teenager or even being a young adult, and they have this moment of panic that maybe their soul is dying. They look around the room and they think, there's no way I can keep doing this and there still be any of the real me, the happy me left. They start to worry that their soul is going to get stripped away like Mars's atmosphere. Now, the truth about wage slave jobs is that it seems like people are lying to themselves when they say that they enjoy their job, but some people genuinely do. There are these people, I don't know what their deal is, but they genuinely feel anxious when they're at home not working, even if they have a steady income from not working. And these people make up about 1/3 of the population, and they generally go on to be managers. Now, the rest of the population, they are not like that at all. They feel that they could easily just be paid a pension from outer space, maybe a few $100s a week, given a nice house to live in, and they could just whittle away their days blissfully just listening to podcasts on the internet. There are people who see something like this, and this is where they want to be. It gives them an adrenaline rush to just look at it. And then there are people who look at a photo like this, and this is where they want to be. It could be anything though. There's a lot of different happy places out there that people want to go to. But most people have their happy place, and it's not at the office or at the yard or whatever place you work at, whether it be a factory or an office or any type of environment. And they have that moment of panic I alluded to, where they feel that maybe their soul is dying. And I'm going to tell you right now, is your soul at risk of dying from wage slavery? I don't mean, does it stifle your soul while you're there? I mean, can you work at a place that you don't like for so long and be so far away from living your dream that should things ever pick up for you, you won't be able to recover? It's like your job stunted your ability to be happy in the future through long-term misery. Now, the answer to this question may scare you. Is it possible that you could work at a wage slave job for so long that your soul will die? The shocking answer to that question is no. Those jobs do crush your soul while you're there, and I absolutely recommend trying to go anywhere but there. But I'll tell you exactly right now what will happen if you ever do escape wage slavery, even if you never will and it's purely hypothetical. You will return to the person that you were before you ever worked a job in your life. You'll often find that the most successful personal trainers often worked horrible jobs for many years. They're able to keep their clients because they have the capacity to relate to their daily struggle. It makes them better business people. The psychological pain that one experiences during a wage slave job is very similar to a migraine. The migraine, while it's happening, is extraordinarily painful, but once it goes away, there was nothing wrong with your head and it returns to normal, essentially. If you have a job that you feel is crushing your soul, then my advice to you is to do anything you can to mitigate it. Find a slightly less horrible job, whatever you can do. A wage slave job can genuinely crush your soul while you're there, but it's like one of those stress relief balls. They return back to normal as soon as the pressure is off. A wage slave job has the ability to really, truly cause you a lot of pain. And even though there's not as much solace in running a business as people like to pretend, and I know this because I've done both, but I can tell you right now, once you escape wage slavery, your soul will return to what it was before. It's not like if you keep working a wage job for too long, you lose your sense of humor. It's not like after a certain number of years, you stop finding certain memes funny. You see, generally what happens is that when you get home from work, you're too tired to have the sense of humor you had before you started working. But if you can get out from the pressure of that job or go on holiday, the old you will return every single time. I mean, I was working a wage slave job in 2019 and my soul is fine. When I talk about a soul, I mean everything that goes into the good part of you that you wish you could always live in. But hey, unless you're a third-generation rich kid with millionaire parents, most of you will probably be able to understand what I'm talking about at some point in your life.